Hello ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name is Captain Frank Hawks. This one is long overdue. Today we're going to be briefly talking about a couple of knives. This right here is the EF121. So this is the long-term review. This is covering it after I've had it and used it for a long period of time. First of all, right now on Amazon, this is still $27 and some change before taxes, fees, and shipping and handling. So I've had this knife on my hip for the last 3 years. 4. No, 3, because I switched over to this. For the last 3 years, I have been working with this knife, and this knife does not quit. I do have some basic recommendations and some caveats to that. As far as a piece of EDC gear is concerned, the EF121 has done everything that I've asked of it. It's been a paring knife. It's been a utility knife. It has been break down my lunch so that it's smaller so that my toothless ass can actually eat it knife. It has literally done everything I have ever wanted it to do. Only minor gripes. Okay, only minor gripes. This knife comes with one of these multi-clip thingies. Actually, you can't fucking see that right now. One of these multi-clip thingies. And this does not work very well for everyday carry. I turned around and I bought this pocket clip, which I can put the link for off of Amazon, and I ended up having to drill extra holes. And the reason why I ended up drilling these extra holes is because figuring out where this clip fit on this sheath was a little bit of a chore. Not much of a chore. It was just more about where did I want this part of the handle to be at in my, or just the handle in general. How deep did I want this in my pocket? This knife has done everything I've ever asked of it. It has solved every cutting solution to every problem I've had as far as where a knife would be necessary. This would be a good defensive tool. This is a good utilitarian tool. This is a good food processing tool. And yes, this is a fantastic steak knife. As far as I am concerned, as far as the EF121 is concerned, as in long-term use and review, 2 thumbs way up for the price point, for the size factor, for its versatility, for every answer it gives you for every problem that you have. It's a buy you can't beat. Okay, the caveats are that if you're going to own this knife, you're going to want to have an Arkansas stone or some kind of honing stone that you can keep on your desk so that you can hone it once a night. Or you can do like I do and get a belt that has holes in it running the full length of the belt that is a ridiculous size, giving you the ability to strop your blade every time you use it, which is what I do in general with knife carry. Every time I employ my knife, every time I cut something, every time I do a thing, I take the extra length. That's it. And it keeps the edge on it. These are a little soft. They're not the most durable. They take a ding, but they also, you can hone that ding out real easily. The EF121 has been far more than a spectacular knife. If I had a rating system above 2 thumbs up, yeah, I would do that. But for all times, there is a time to upgrade. This is the EF107. The EF107 is now my everyday carry. This is an initiatory review, just like I always do. There is the first impressions review, and then there is the long-term review. The EF107 is not as good of a knife as the EF121. First of all, it's not a great paring knife. It's too sharp for that, and the edge geometry doesn't favor that. It's a fantastic kitchen knife. It's a fantastic utilitarian knife. It is not a good steak knife. It does not cut steak thoroughly enough to be a good steak knife. It is a good all-round process your lunch because you ain't got teeth knife, but it is not a good steak knife. In my opinion, at this early stage, the EF107 flat out is not as good of a pocket knife as the EF121. And I just want you to sort of take a second, and I don't really have a... No, it shows up well. It shows up well. And kind of look at these different bevels and the different edge geometry, if you will. For its extended size, for its sharpness, for its capabilities, the EF107 does not do all that the EF121 does. As far as an initial review is concerned, I am having a lot of trouble figuring out where the fuck my camera is and how to do this. As far as my personal opinion is concerned, the EF107, as far as initiatory time and initiatory review, is 1 thumbs up. It's a great knife. Okay, it is $29 before taxes, fees, and shipping and handling, which bump it up to $40, so it is a touch more expensive because it is a lot more material. I'm not really comfortable with the non-traditional way they've gone with the scales. There's a lot of the metal in your hand at any time. For that, it is very comfortable, easy to use, easy to choke up on for fine tasks. Very comfortable as far as defensive tasks are concerned, thrusting, piercing, chopping, very, very quick, very snappy, very easy. Also because of this cutout and how thin the handle is. I don't carry a knife for defensive purposes. I carry a knife for utilitarian purposes. So as far as the initiatory review is concerned, I'm only going to give it 1 thumbs up. As far as my projection for how good of a knife this is going to be over the long term, I don't imagine this is going to be better than this by any means. The EF121, even though it's a smaller knife, even though it is a more traditional knife as far as how the scales are on there and things of that nature, as far as all of that is concerned, it is the superior everyday carry pocket knife, in my opinion. And I carry something like this in my pocket every day. If I'm doing a long-term review, this is in my pocket for the next 3 years. Okay? And it's already been in my pocket for about the last 8 months. And for the last 8 months, it's a damn good knife. No disrespect at all whatsoever. But as far as, is it better than this knife? No, it is not. It does not match. Is this sharper? Yes. Does this have a more combat-oriented profile? Yes. But you could defend yourself with any knife. You can defend yourself... Where have I put them? Where have I put... you can defend yourself with something as... I don't know where I put them. Shit. I don't have the example that I thought I was going to have. You can defend your life with something as simple as one of these. Okay, you can cut a person open with one of these just as easily as you can with one of these. It's not about how long it is, it's about cutting edge geometry, of which these kinds of hobby knives are built for. I don't really buy a knife for defensive purpose. I buy a knife for utilitarian purpose. Um, is this a better thrower? Yes. Is this a better cutter and stabber? Yes. Am I ever going to use it that way? No. I carry a knife for general utilitarian and food prep purposes. That's what I carry a knife for. This knife is amazing for that. It lends itself towards that. The way you end up holding it in your hand, the way the handle leans your hand into that pinch. That's what this is made for. This is made for general utility and general food prep purposes. Can you throw this accurately? Yes. Could you hack and stab with it? Yes. Would I? No. To me, this feels a lot more like a combat-oriented knife, minus the forethought. The forethought would be the tang would be captured inside. It could still be full tang, but it would be inside the material. So just in case you stab something you shouldn't be, you don't get electrocuted. And so that in case the blade gets hot for any reason, that your hand doesn't end up getting scorched. Things of that nature. There's a lot of lack of forethought where this blade is concerned. I kind of wish that it had a little bit more belly like this knife has. Honestly, I'm going to be straightforward with you. As far as I can project, this knife is going to remain at 1 thumbs up. It's not going to get better somewhere suddenly down the line than the EF121, which is 2 thumbs way the fuck up. Anyways, folks, if you're looking for a good everyday carry full tang pocket knife that will live in your pocket for prolonged periods of time, I have to be honest with you, you need to really consider the EF121. If you like what you saw here and you would like to see more content like this, please do not forget to hit the like button. Please do not forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. If you want to support my channel, please do not forget to go over to my Patreon. It's only $5 a month, and it really would help me out in the long term. God bless each and every single one of you. I am Captain Frank Hawks, and I am signing out.